Students, in the last few classes, we are learning how to find out moment of inertia, and in previous video lecture also, we have discussed about how to calculate moment of inertia using parallel axis theorem and perpendicular axis theorem. Today also we will continue with the same concept in this session also. We have four solid spheres. These are four solid spheres has mass m, 2m, 3m and 4m. Four masses are placed at the vertex of the rectangle. Now you need to calculate moment of inertia with respect to axis of rotation. Axis of rotation is shown in the figure. Now, in order to find out moment of inertia with respect to this axis, directly you cannot take this as point masses because it is mentioned these are solid spheres. For solid spheres, we know moment of inertia for solid sphere, moment of inertia is equal to 2 by 5 m r square, where r is that particular radius of the sphere. So each mass is given and radius of those masses, let us consider it as r. Now I want to calculate moment of inertia with respect to these. Now I am considering this as A, this as B, this as C and this as D. If you observe carefully, A and B are exactly on the axis and that axis is along the diameter. So therefore, for masses placed at A and B, moment of inertia is I equal to 2 by 5 mr square, right? So therefore, moment of inertia for the object A will be equal to 2 by 5. What is its mass? Its mass is 2m and r square. Moment of inertia of B is equal to 2 by 5. Its mass is m into r square. That is moment of inertia of individual mass A and B. Coming to C and D, C and D already they have moment of inertia with respect to this axis, right? So with respect to this axis, if they are rotated, you can write I is equal to 2 by 5 mr square. And for this also, if this is the axis of rotation, you can write I is equal to 2 by 5 mr square. But here it is not like that. The axis is in this way. Therefore, you need to use parallel axis theorem for finding moment of inertia of object D and as well as object C. For finding moment of inertia of masses placed at C and D, we use parallel axis theorem. Okay. Now, what is moment of inertia of D with respect to this axis? Moment of inertia of D with respect to axis AB will be equal to what is moment of inertia of this axis with respect to center? It is IC plus mass into r perpendicular whole square. What is IC? IC is 2 by 5. Mass at D is 3m into r square plus 3m. And what is perpendicular distance between these two? It is B. Therefore, it is B whole square because we are considering this as the axis of rotation. For this axis of rotation, you are calculating moment of inertia of this 3m mass with respect to axis which is passing through AB. For that, I am using parallel axis theorem here. Now, this is ID, which is equal to m, it is 3m, of course. This is b, right? So 3m, you can take it common. It is 2r square divided by 5 plus b square. That is moment of inertia with respect to d. Next, similarly, you should calculate moment of inertia of the object which is placed at position C. So moment of inertia IC will be equal to moment of inertia, it is 2 by 5. What is its mass? Its mass is a 4m into r square plus 4m into perpendicular distance is b, and this is r perpendicular in between these two. So it is b square. This is 4m into 2 by 5 r square plus b square. This is IC. Overall moment of inertia I is equal to IA plus IB plus IC plus ID. That is I equal to 2 by 5. In all it is okay, we cannot take 2 by 5 common. 2 by 5 into 2m r square plus 2 by 5 m r square plus 3m into 2 by 5 r square plus b square plus 4m into 2 by 5 r square plus b square. Okay, this is equal to I can be written as 2 by 5 2m r square 2 by 5 m r square, that will be 3 into 2 by 5 m r square plus 4m plus 3m, it is 7m, 7m into 2 by 5 r square plus b square, right? This is the final moment of inertia with respect to axis of rotation about this edge. So generally most of the students make mistake that directly when they are calculating moment of inertia of D, object D which is placed from this axis, directly they will be writing it as 3m into this perpendicular distance is b square, 3m b square. But that is wrong. You should use parallel axis theorem because it is a solid mass, it is not point mass. As it is a solid object, we need to use parallel axis theorem and we need to calculate moment of inertia of the position objects placed at position C and as well as position D. Students, this is one more model where you can calculate moment of inertia of the disk, where some part of the disk is been removed from the complete disk. So this disk is now with cavity. This is the removed part. Now in order to calculate moment of inertia of this kind of cavity objects, we will be using the basic concept that total moment of inertia is equal to moment of inertia of the left portion plus moment of inertia of the cut portion. This is the relation which we are going to use now. For the disk, there will be total moment of inertia. Total moment of inertia of the disk is I total. Now what I am doing is I am removing some part from that and there is leftover remaining part. So I can write moment of inertia of the total disk is equal to moment of inertia of removed part and moment of inertia of the leftover part. So those two, if I sum up, you will be getting moment of inertia of that particular disk. However, for an object which is not being cut, like for the whole disk, you have moment of inertia I total. Axis is about this center point. Axis is this. So I total will be equal to m r square divided by 2. This is total. For the total disk, if the axis is at the center, moment of inertia is mr square divided by 2. Okay. Now I want to calculate moment of inertia of the removed part. Now moment of inertia of removed part, for this moment of inertia of removed part, if this is considered as axis of rotation, Now I want to calculate moment of inertia first with respect to this axis A, and then I want to find out, I'll then use parallel axis theorem, and I will calculate moment of inertia with respect to this axis. And this distance is r by 2. Okay. Now I want to calculate mass of this cut portion. I do not know what is mass of the cut portion. So to find moment of inertia of cut portion with axis at center of the disk, we use parallel axis theorem. That is, moment of inertia of the cut portion is equal to axis about A, that means moment of inertia with respect to A, plus mass of the cut portion into r perpendicular whole square. This is moment of inertia of the cut portion with respect to axis at A. Now I want to calculate first mass of the cut portion. We know this surface mass density sigma is equal to total mass divided by area of cross section. Yeah. So sorry students, due to some technical problem, the video has been reconnected. So we will continue from there where we have left. We already have seen that moment of inertia of the total disk is equal to moment of inertia of the left portion plus moment of inertia of the cut portion. Moment of inertia of total disk is already known, it is mr square divided by 2. Moment of inertia of this cut portion will be, I'll be using parallel axis theorem and I'll calculate moment of inertia with respect to this axis. So it is Ia plus mass of cut portion into r perpendicular whole square. Now I want to find out mass of cut portion. So in order to calculate mass of the cut portion, I'll be using it as sigma is equal to capital M divided by pi r square, which is equal to mass of cut portion divided by its area. Area is pi and radius is r by 2 whole square, because this length is r by 2. Radius of that cut portion disk is r by 2 whole square, right? Now next you can write mass of the cut portion is equal to capital M divided by pi r square into pi into r square divided by 4. This pi gets cancelled, r square gets cancelled. Mass of the cut portion will be equal to M by 4. So mass of cut portion is M by 4. Then mass of left portion will be 3 M divided by 4. That is mass of the left portion which is left over here. Now I want to calculate moment of inertia of the cut portion. This is equal to moment of inertia of this object which is at A. It is mr square divided by 2. That is M by 4 into r by 2 whole square divided by 2. This is mass. It is radius divided by 2. Mr square divided by 2, that is about A, plus mass of cut portion is M divided by 4 and r perpendicular between these two axes is r by 2, that is r by 2 whole square. This can be written as M r square divided by 2 square is 4, 4 4 16, 16 2 32 plus M r square divided by 4 4 16. This is mr square by 16 and mr square by 32. This is what you can write. I cut is equal to 2 plus 1, 3 mr square divided by 32. This is mass of the cut portion. Okay, we have calculated mass of cut portion. Now how to calculate mass of left portion? Mass of left portion is equal to moment of inertia of the left portion is equal to moment of inertia of the total minus moment of inertia of the cut portion. Moment of inertia of the total disk is mr square divided by 2 minus moment of inertia of the cut portion is 3 mr square divided by 32. Right? So this is moment of inertia of the left portion. Now you can write it as 32. It is 16 mr square minus 3 mr square divided by 32, which is equal to 13 mr square divided by 32. This is mass moment of inertia of the left portion. Okay, so this is how you can calculate moment of inertia of the left portion, where if some mass is been removed from particular disk. You can even do this with sphere also. Students, the same way which we have done in the previous problem for disk, you can calculate moment of inertia with respect to sphere also. For sphere, we know rho is equal to m divided by volume. This is total mass m. Volume is 4 by 3 pi r. That is for the total sphere. Now this is cut. Mass of cut portion, let me consider it as m1, and volume of cut portion I need to calculate, that is 4 by 3 pi into, what about radius of this cut portion? Radius of this cut portion, it is this part, that will be r divided by 2. So you can just write it as r divided by 2 whole power 3. Therefore rho can be written as mass of cut portion divided by volume of cut portion. Mass of cut portion is m1 divided by 4 by 3 pi into r by 2 whole cube. Now as we know, rho is equal to m divided by 4 by 3 pi r cube. Just I will write it as m divided by 4 by 3 pi r cube is equal to m1 divided by 4 by 3 pi into r by 2 whole cube. This 4 by 3 pi gets cancelled, r cube and r cube gets cancelled, left over will be 1 by 2 cube. So it is 2 cube is 8. This gives you m1 is equal to m divided by 8. Therefore mass of cut portion is equal to m by 8, and mass of left portion is equal to m minus m by 8. This is equal to 7m divided by 8. Okay, this is the way you should first calculate mass of the left portion. After calculating mass of the left portion and mass of the cut portion, you can use basic relation. Moment of inertia of the total object will be equal to moment of inertia of the left portion plus moment of inertia of the cut portion. Same procedure. Now moment of inertia of the cut portion I should calculate. Moment of inertia of the total sphere. Moment of inertia of the total sphere, you know, it is 2 by 5 m r square. And moment of inertia of the cut portion I want to calculate. For that I will use parallel axis theorem. Now in order to use parallel axis theorem, remember that this is one axis. Let me consider it as A, and this is another axis. Let me consider it as B. Okay. So therefore I'll be now writing it as moment of inertia of the cut portion. This is with respect to B is equal to moment of inertia with respect to A plus mass of cut portion into perpendicular distance whole square. Because we are calculating moment of inertia with respect to axis B, not A. So therefore, moment of inertia of the cut portion with respect to B is equal to moment of inertia of the cut portion axis is about A, that can be written as 2 by 5 mass of the cut portion into radius of the cut portion whole square plus mass of cut portion into R perpendicular is R by 2 whole square. This is 2 by 5. Mass of the cut portion is m by 8 into R square divided by 4, because cut portion radius is R by 2 and mass of the cut portion is m by 8 and radius of this is R square divided by 2 square is 4. Okay. Now m by 8 and R square by 4, you can take it common. It is equal to 2 by 5 plus 1 into mr square divided by 32. Okay. This is equal to 7 mr square divided by 5 into 32. That is moment of inertia of the cut portion with respect to axis B. I want to now calculate moment of inertia of the left portion, which is equal to moment of inertia of the total mass minus moment of inertia of the cut portion. Now moment of inertia of the total mass, it is known to you, 2 by 5 mr square minus moment of inertia of the cut portion, it is 7 mr square divided by 5 into 32. This is, you can take 1 by 5 mr square common. mr square divided by 5, you can take it common. It is 32 to 64 minus 7 divided by 32. This is equal to 64 minus 7, 57 mr square divided by 5 2's 10, 5 3's 15 plus 1 16, 160 mr square. So this is moment of inertia of the left portion. Students, just like how we have solved previous two problems, same way we will be solving this problem also, but here we are taking a square lamina. Now I can write sigma is equal to mass, it is m, divided by area of cross section, it is a square. For mass of the cut portion, you can write it as mass of the cut portion divided by, what is this length? This length will be a by 2. It is a by 2 whole square. Therefore, mass of the cut portion will be, this a square and this a square gets cancelled. It will be m by 4. Okay. Now I want to calculate moment of inertia of the left portion. So that moment of inertia of the total object is equal to moment of inertia of the left portion plus moment of inertia of the cut portion. So for finding moment of inertia of the cut portion, we use parallel axis theorem. We should use parallel axis theorem and we should calculate moment of inertia of that particular cut portion, right? Let us calculate moment of inertia of the cut portion. See, this is the axis where I'm taking this axis as A and this axis as B. I want to now calculate moment of inertia with respect to B. Okay, moment of inertia with respect to B is equal to moment of inertia of A plus mass of the cut portion into R perpendicular whole square. So perpendicular distance is this. This is perpendicular distance. Okay. Now what will be this perpendicular distance? R perpendicular distance can be written as, this is A by 2. Obviously this also will be A by 2. Now this will be A by 2 whole square plus A by 2 whole square. That is root 2 into A by 2. So R perpendicular can be, R perpendicular is equal to under root a by 2 whole square plus a by 2 whole square. This is equal to a by 2 into root 2. Root 2 into root 2 gets cancelled. So that is R perpendicular. Mass of the cut portion already we have calculated. And what about moment of inertia of A? Moment of inertia at this position A will be equal to, this is exactly at the center. So it will be mass of the cut portion into L square divided by 12. It is similar to that of a rod. We have already calculated that. This will be mass of the cut portion. I can take it as m by 4. And what is length of this total? It is a by 2 whole square divided by 12. This is equal to m a square divided by 4 to 8 into 12. That is mass moment of inertia with respect to A. I want to calculate moment of inertia with respect to B, which is equal to m a square divided by 8 into 12 plus mass of the cut portion is m by 4, and R perpendicular, it is a by root 2 whole square. This is m a square divided by 8 into 12 plus m a square divided by 4 into 2, which is equal to 8. This is equal to m a square divided by 8. You can take it common. It is 1 by 12 plus 1. This will be 13 divided by 12. That is moment of inertia of B with respect to B. So moment of inertia of total mass is equal to m into a square divided by 12, because axis is at the center. M a square divided by 12. So now I can write moment of inertia of the left portion is equal to moment of inertia of the total mass minus moment of inertia of the cut portion. Moment of inertia of the total mass, it is m a square divided by 12 minus moment of inertia of the cut portion is 13 m a square divided by 8 into 12. You can take m a square divided by 12 common. M a square by 12, if I take it common, it will be 1 minus 13 divided by 8. Right? This is moment of inertia of the left portion. Like this, you can calculate overall moment of inertia of the object. I total minus I cut is equal to this. Right? Once you cross check whether any calculation mistake I made, because here we are getting negative, I left, because moment of inertia is a scalar quantity, you should get it as positive. I think any calculation mistake I have made somewhere in between, but the procedure is the same. This is the procedure.